This one is called the pre-listing presentation, and we'll get to that in a second if people don't understand what that is. But effectively, a pre-listing presentation is what you send before you meet them. It's the brochure that you're sending, and it really has to be impactful.
Now, let's talk about some of what you learned, Mark, right? So you've been running this for a while with, you said, hundreds of agents, right, to learn and refine the product, which is how you start any successful business. But you've learned some things, right? You've learned about which things, because of the analytics that you have, you've learned about which things resonate more than others. So let's talk a little bit of that. Let's talk a little bit about that data, Mark.
Yep. Yeah, definitely. So, what we've been, could I share my screen at this point, or?
Absolutely. Yeah, please do.
All right, great. So this is sort of the tool. This is an example of a listing presentation that you may send off. This one is called the pre-listing presentation, and we'll get to that in a second if people don't understand what that is. But effectively, a pre-listing presentation is what you send before you meet them, and it's the brochure that you're sending, and it really has to be impactful because multiple people are sending things out, and so you need to be better. You need to look better. The reader needs to have a better experience. So here, and also you haven't met them, so they don't know who you are. And so this presentation is going to be about you, right? A lot about you. Like, okay, this is you as an agent. This is my team. This is more about me. This is my brokerage. This is more about my brokerage. This is why my brokerage. These are my services. These are my listings, my current listings. Here's videos, here's Matterports, here's walkthroughs. This is why we're great for your area, because we know your area. This is a marketing timeline. This is what happens when we sell your home. This is a title report. This is basically what we found in public records and what everyone can see about your home, and more process documents here. Here's escrow. Here's what happens in escrow. What's the value of your home? You show a sample listing agreement, right? And the reason why is you want to tell them, hey, look, if we are going to sell your home, you need to sign this. We need to come to an agreement about this. We include this because people can see, the agents see whether the seller is reading this or not. If they're reading this, they're like, wow, they're so serious about working with me. They're actually reading the legal document. So that's very powerful. And then more reviews, etc. There's a section here that talk about the capabilities. This is the power of our brokerage. This is our integrated marketing. Here's social media. Here's what we do to sell your home the best. And so this is the example of what gets sent out for a listing presentation. What we find is, let me quiz you. What do you think is the most read section of these sections here, Randy? I'll flip it around and ask you a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, no. So you have basically the choices are agent profile, about you, about your brokerage, seller capabilities, like what we do to sell your home, and then sample marketing, right? Listing agreement, process documents, reviews, etc. What would you guess to think would be the best or the most read sort of sections here?
Man, was proof of production on that list? Is that in the about me? Like how much I've sold?
That would be about me. Yeah.
Okay,
that would
I'm gonna guess about me then. Anything to do with proof of production would be my guess.
Yeah. So it's interesting. In our study, we did a 1-month study last year in October. All the presentations went through our system. We looked at them anonymously, and we kind of ranked the sections. So the most read categories were selling capabilities. And that would include things like the timeline, what does the brokerage, and how you market it, what you do, like how you market the property, how you sell the property. That's number one.
Interesting.
Number two is sample marketing. And they would look at sample marketing of other properties that you're selling or have sold in the past. And it could be that this is ranked by time as well. So it could be that, hey, a video takes longer. right, to go through. Or maybe you're walking through a Matterport and you're spending a lot of time checking out the home. The other one is, explanations for the seller, like, oh, this is how you sell a home, the seller guide to selling a home. Then number 4, what you're saying about the agent.
Right.
So yes,
interesting.
You do look at the agent, but they spend a lot less time on that. And then, number 5
well,
is
real quick, Mark, let me ask you a question though on that. Maybe
Yep.
that speaks to something else, which is that the case because at this point they've already done that homework? In other words, they already vetted you before they invited you in. Maybe that's why.
It could be. But, and then I think a deeper dive would need to be made to see, hey, was this a cold lead?
Right.
Or was this a referred lead? Like, was this a Zillow lead where, you're getting sent off to 3 or 4 people, et cetera. So there are times in some of the presentations where we notice where the agent's being looked at the most. And then they're going into the seller capabilities and sample marketing, et cetera. But on average, this is what we're finding.
Want to keep getting tips, hit the subscribe button as well. Thanks for watching, and we hope you get a lot out of this.